Today on Rappler. Survey firms are now required to register with the Comelec. President Marcos approves postponing parliamentary elections in the Bangsamoro region to October 13. Senate President Cheese Escudero bristles against pressure to start Vice President Sara Duterte's impeachment trial even while Congress is in recess. Cardinals and archbishops lead vigils and prayers expressing hope for Pope Francis's healing. Hamas returns the bodies of the youngest hostages taken from Israel. And an Argentine court clears 3 of the 5 people accused in the death of Liam Payne. Candidates, organizations, or individuals conducting and disseminating election surveys must now register with the Commission on Elections. The Comelec on Wednesday, February 19, issued a resolution saying only pre-registered entities can conduct election surveys and share their results. Survey firms are ordered to comply within 15 days. The countdown starts next week when the order is published in newspapers. Pollsters may continue ongoing surveys, but they must register within the required period in order to continue operating. The rule applies only during election and campaign periods. Comelec Chairman George Garcia emphasizes the need to regulate surveys due to their influence on public opinion. He also notes some surveys intentionally exclude certain candidates, undermining fairness. The Octa Research Group's Guido David supports the measure, acknowledging Comelec's concern over fake surveys and disinformation. However, David says he is concerned that the rule may be used to control information released to the public. Malacanang says President Marcos has approved postponing the parliamentary election in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin says Marcos signed Republic Act No. 12123, moving the BARMM elections to October 13 instead of alongside nationwide polls on May 12. Comelec Chair George Garcia says the Commission needs to review the enabling law's wording due to concerns about procurement given the new schedule. He asks whether the Comelec should reopen the filing of candidacies across the BARMM. He's also concerned about where to get the 2.5 billion pesos needed to run the regional election now that it's separate from national polls. Other concerns include the printing of a new set of ballots and distributing election paraphernalia. This will be the BARMM's first parliamentary election. Its current leaders were appointed by then-President Rodrigo Duterte in 2019 and reappointed by Marcos in 2022. Their terms are supposed to end on June 30. To help you make the best decision of who to vote for, we have all the information you need in one place, the Rappler election site. From comprehensive election guides and explainers to profiles of candidates, both national and local, we bring you a newsfeed of all the updates on voters' issues and campaign moments. Check it out at ph.rappler.com. Senate President Cheese Escudero questions why the Senate is being pressured to speed up the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte while Congress is on recess, when House lawmakers sat on the complaint for 2 months. This in response to Bayan Muna Chairperson Nery Colmenar's call for the Senate to convene as an impeachment court during its break. Escudero says no trial will occur while Congress is on break, as they must convene as a court, which he believes can only happen when in session. The 4th impeachment complaint, expedited through a resolution signed by 215 House lawmakers, was sent to the Senate on the last session day, February 5. The timing is complicated, as Congress is on a 3-month break for midterm elections, with 7 senators focused on their re-election campaigns. Escudero notes the trial will likely begin in the 20th Congress, after new senators take office on June 30 and the State of the Nation address on July 21. Cardinals and archbishops express hopes for the recovery and healing of Pope Francis. Spanish Cardinal Juan Jose Omelia says, quote, "I think there is a feeling of hope and he will come through it, thank God." Italian Archbishop Giuseppe Satriano calls the Pope a fighter and said, quote, "He will win this battle." Meantime, Manila and Cebu, 2 traditional centers of Catholicism in the Philippines, organize vigils for Pope Francis' healing. Manila Archbishop Jose Cardinal Advincula urges people to accompany Pope Francis with loving prayers. He also encouraged Catholics to hold community prayers for the Pope's healing. The Vatican says the 88-year-old Pope Francis is alert and got out of bed to have breakfast. He is spending his 7th day in the hospital as he fights pneumonia. Hamas handed over on Thursday, February 20, the bodies of Israeli infant Kafir Bibas and his 4-year-old brother Ariel. The two were the youngest hostages taken by Hamas during the October 7, 2023 attack. Hamas also returned the body of their mother Shiri Bibas and a 4th hostage. Red Cross vehicles left the handover site in the Gaza Strip carrying 4 black coffins that had been placed on a stage. The Israeli military said the coffins of the 4 bodies have been transported to Israel after getting scanned for explosives. Israel's President Isaac Herzog expressed deep sorrow and regret over the loss. He says, quote, "On behalf of the State of Israel, I bow my head and ask for forgiveness. Forgiveness for not protecting you on that terrible day. Forgiveness for not bringing you home safely." The transfer took place under the Gaza ceasefire agreement mediated by Qatar and Egypt with the support of the United States. An Argentine court clears 3 of 5 people accused of involvement in the death of singer Liam Payne. Local outlet Infobay says the court dismisses charges against businessman Rogelio Nores, a friend of Payne who was said to have acted as his manager, and 2 hotel employees where Payne died. The court also maintains the pre-trial detention of an employee from the same hotel and a waiter from a local restaurant. The 2 have been held since the start of last month, and both are accused of supplying cocaine to the late singer during his stay in Buenos Aires. The 2 will face up to 15 years in prison if convicted. Payne died after falling from a Buenos Aires hotel balcony in October. And that's today's wrap. I'm Julian Cireneo. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok.